I think they exist. You'll need to tell me where they are. Dai Viet won their war against Lanzang and have expanded. Finally! Something from Dai Viet. Excellent. Their ruler is a 331. They've still got exploration. They have the explorer, but they don't have the colonist. We've seen most of Japan. They're exploring around Africa. So they are definitely putting their explorer to use. Then Brunei have their colonist. They're working on getting land of opportunity, and they are starting to colonize over here. So Borneo is going to become Bruneian. Also, I think that they've been fighting Kutai and taking some of that land. Let's actually take a look. Where is your colonist right now? Pontiac. Which is a name I recognize, but I'm not seeing it. Oh, it's up here. No, that's Palawan. Alright, where is that? Oh, it's there. Okay. I knew it was a name I recognized. It's definitely a place I've colonized before. Cool. I want to continue taking a look at ideas. Prussia! Sorry, Brandenburg. I just saw Prussian ideas like Prussia? No, Brandenburg. Brandenburg's taken aristocratic, so they're going to have very cheap military tech, which means they're going to have an awful lot of points to invest into military development, which means a lot of manpower, which does make sense. It also means that they're going to have good cavalry and good infantry, which might be mixing their armies a little bit too much. I'm not sure that this was a particularly good idea either. I think I probably would have gone for quality. Or maybe offensive. Probably offensive. Best Arabia. Oh, Romania. There they are. They have got missionary strength +1, prestige from land battles +100%, prestige decay -0.5, tolerance of the true faith +2, that's really good for stability, naval tradition from battles +100. So prestige from land battles and naval tradition from sea battles. So they're going to have a lot of prestige and a lot of naval tradition, though they are from two different sources. Maximum absolutism. Don't see that one very often. Land force limit +15%. Artillery combat ability +20%. That's insane. Wow. Okay, that Bessarabian ideas are really strong. Production efficiency +20% as well. And then stab cost -10. Wow, these are really good. Thanks for showing me that. That's really, really good. I hope they last long enough to use them. A second Smolensk. Yeah, it could well be. Fortunately, I can't show you Smolensk. I think they have less than 20% though. I think they have fire damage. I think Smolensk is fire damage. Oh, Ottomans are at war with Venice. In fact, Ottomans are at war with a lot of people, but are winning. Venice, Corfu, Naxos, Siena, the Knights, and Württemberg. Against the Ottomans, Crimea, Kabylia, and Morocco. Curious. Are the Moroccans doing much? The Moroccan Navy's here, the army's not. And the Knights remain unconquered. Huzzah! Peasants' War finally over. That only cost way more admin than it should have, so that's Kildare. Talking about that, Kildare's exploration started? I think they may have. Diviat, I plan on going full colonial, so we'll be competing, just so you know. I won't fight you unless you attack me. I don't think that was intended to be global. Poland. Quality. Yeah, that's a good choice. So Poland's going for the high-level winged hussars. Actually, in this instance, because quality has so many naval things attached to it, I think I might actually have chosen aristocratic for Poland rather than quality. Because this is going to mean that Poland's infantry is better, but I think you really want to double down with your cavalry because your cavalry are usually so dominant. Although, that's not to say that you don't get cavalry bonus as well. Because you do. Why have Holland gone for aristocratic? I don't understand this. I'm going to have to ask them. Poland's that guy. Holland, even. Where is he? Hello.
Hello.
Why aristocratic? I'm curious.
I like the idea group. the Miltech cost, because I'm gonna need to be competing with bloody France and Burgundy and all that jazz. With France, because he's getting iffy on the whole. Is Holland really a good idea to keep around?
Oh, I see.
I'm not sure, but you know, that's
just in case.
thing.
Insurance.
Burgundy also needs to keep ahead of Miltech, the surrounding miners and the HRE, whatever. And it's also just a really good one because you get that +1 siege, the mill decay tradition, the autonomy change, the available mercs, which I'm going to be investing in heavily. It's just, yeah.
And the manpower.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Nice,
I mean, the Army and Navy tradition decay is huge. I think that's probably slightly underrated. Okay, fair enough. I just saw that. I was like, aristocratic is the Dutch? Really? Because you get bonuses to fire damage, and then aristocratic is like the opposite of that.
Yeah. Well, eventually I'm going to be going into offensive as well.
Fair enough. Okay. I just wanted to get your input on that, because that was a very confusing choice for me.
Yep, no problem.
I'll put you back.
I will.
Which one were you in?
Right.
Helderland?
The dwarfs.
Dwarfs.
The dwarfs.
Okay, done. So yeah, I've named all of my chats on Discord after more popular series that I've done. So we have Helderland, which was the Helra series on EU4. We've got the Dwarfs, because Dwarfs. The Wildcards from back when I did Hoi 4. And then, of course, the Knights. And if I need to make some more, I will. Okay, some of the players are bailing. I hope they set their AI settings. Is all I'll say. Alright, so Timurid still... Have they expanded further? I feel like they may have expanded a little bit further. I don't have a truce with any of those northerners, so maybe not. Ayutthaya has gobbled up some of Lanzang. Khmer is still quite strong. He's fed a little bit of land to Champa. Are you colonizing yet? No, you have no colonists. And Denmark. How's Denmark doing? I'm kind of curious. Denmark making a lot of money. Crikey. Army maintenance currently on 0. Where are your armies? They're all up here. Not drilling. You do have some advisors. Trade efficiency and discipline. Makes sense. Reasonable. Getting a lot from taxation. Getting a lot from trade. Of course, if you own Lubeck, then Lubeck trade node is going to make you a lot of money, and Denmark does have the highest share. They probably want to gobble up Hamburg and Bremen. Those are going to be the major competitors in that area. And then they could make an awful lot of money. How is the trade in the English Channel? England is still in top place. So I think Holland might well be regretting not having taken Lincolnshire. Because that is a centre of trade. And I think that would have honestly been more valuable to them than Essex. They are in second place. They are making only slightly less than England. And then we have Brabant, which doesn't surprise me because they have Antwerp and Vlaanderen. Two very nice centres of trade in this area. And then Burgundy, who are collecting in 2 regions. So Burgundy is making a lot less money than they probably should. Because they are also collecting in the Champagne trade region. And collecting 2 ducats from there. Again, at half strength. Yeah. It's almost never a good idea to collect in 2 places. Is Castile still around? Yep. Castile's still here. Yeah, I can ask Denmark that. Val, where are you? Hello.
Hello.
So, how are things going with the Danes?
Pretty alright.
I saw that you lost some of your Scottish holdings.
I declared war against Scotland to get those final 2 provinces, and I foolishly didn't look at the AE.
Yeah, that was kind of silly.
Because I annexed them, it pushed just over for, some of the HRE countries.
That was like half of them.
It was like 18 nations.
Yeah, it was pretty big. It was kind of a big deal.
Oh my god, poor France.
Yeah,
Dude.
France are kind of getting stomped. I'm kind of glad that Burgundy hasn't declared war on them, because I've been expecting that for a while.
Ooh.
Because the
That
two
would be
are
really
rivals,
bad.
and Burgundy is looking strong.
Yeah. France has some good allies, though. They've got Aragon and they've got me.
You said good. I mean, yeah, Aragon's there. At least Aragon hasn't pulled him into a coalition war yet, unlike two of his other allies.
Yeah.
So what are you
gonna
thinking of doing from
reclaim
here?
my stuff eventually, though. Well, England's like, you know, they left, apparently. I'm kind of upset about that. Because my truce is about to expire with them.
Irritating.
But I guess next session, I will attack them and get my land back.
Yeah, don't talk too much about attack plans. Like, I don't want to spoil surprises in the future, but I think we kind of expected that.
Yeah, that is pretty obvious. They went up and snatched Galen, or not Galen, but
Geldon and the Isles.
Yeah.
Yeah, when those two truces ended, I was like, yeah, that was a good move. Like, reclaim some of the territories that you'd lost.
Mm-hmm.
And I think England is now aware that they've got sharks in the water around them, so I'm hoping that they're taking appropriate measures.
They allied Muscovy, which is a really good move against me.
Yes, I saw that. And I think Muscovy is going to be quite happy about that, because now they have a navy on their side, which they didn't before.
Yep.
Anyway, I will let you get back. Thanks for the chiming in there.
Alright.
Which one were you in? Gelderland.
Yeah.
Calico saying they have ideas. What do they have? What do they take? Exploration. So we've got Portugal, Castile, England. No, not England. Portugal, Castile, Kildare, all going exploration. France didn't. England didn't. Norway. What's Norway got? Hello, Norway. Norway's got economic. Sweden, economic. Denmark, we know, is maritime, and quantity. So they're going for lots of ships and lots of soldiers, but not necessarily very good soldiers. Quantity is an interesting choice. Probably, again, not one I would have gone for. Although I do find that quantity is a very popular choice in multiplayer, just because they like to look big. They don't necessarily fight very well, but they at least have big armies, and they can just throw stacks at people. And Denmark's going to have the economy to pay for the big army as well, so it's not necessarily a bad move. I just don't think it's necessarily the optimal one. Muscovy still going with the offensive, and they've actually finished the siege ability. That's going to be very important, especially if they do go to war with Sweden and Denmark, because there are a lot of forts down here in the south. Less so against Poland and Lithuania, but then just the general shock damage output. Once they get Spirit de Corps, that's going to be big. Land force limit. Offensive was a good choice for Muscovy. Ottomans have taken innovative. They have completed quality. So the Ottoman navies are going to fight a little bit better because of the morale of navies and also the ship durability, which is going to allow them to counter Aragon a little bit, but my money's still on Aragon just because they've doubled down on the galley strength. They've got the cavalry combat ability plus cavalry combat. They've got 25% cavalry combat and then also 10% from the infantry. And 5% discipline, 10% discipline. Ottoman army is strong. And going innovative is also a good choice. Huzzah! Martin, thank you very much for the resubscription. 2 months now. Nice one, thank you. So yeah, going innovative is a good choice. It means you're going to have a lot more innovative points, innovativeness, which means that core or monarch point costs for everything are then reduced. Tech cost is going to be reduced, and then you also have the prestige decay, which means your prestige is always going to be high, 100%, which means more trade power and more morale. And then, what are the Mamelukes doing? I should really have checked these guys earlier, because they're a pretty significant counter. I'm still a little bit sad that we had no players, because the Mamelukes, a player Mameluke with a player Ottomans would have been fascinating to watch. There'd be a lot of power plays going on here. But they've taken economic, they've taken trades. The Mamelukes are already very wealthy because they control Alexandria. and this is going to make them even more wealthy. So the Ottomans are actually going to need to be a little bit careful going after them, because I think the Mamelukes are going to have a lot more bangs to their bucks than you would expect. Yeah, 49,000 troops. That's pretty strong. And if this had been a player Mamelukes, they could basically play like the Netherlands, just finance everything. And they're also going to have a lot of monarch points because the Mamluk government is amazing. So the Mamluk government, take a look at their reforms. Autonomy reduced, max promoted cultures +3, number of states +1, monarch administrative skill +2. +2 admin skill for every single one of their monarchs, which means they're going to get a lot more admin ideas. It also means they can do coring cheaper. Then the really big one, cost of advisors with rulers' culture -25%. So part of the Mamluk government is you basically elect which ruler you want. You can choose what culture they come from. So you'll have a list of like 3 or 4. There'll be like an Egyptian ruler, a Berber ruler, a Circassian ruler, and then so long as your advisors have the same culture as your ruler, they are 25% cheaper. Double down with innovative, and your advisors are even cheaper, so you're basically just swimming in monarch points. Like, the Mamelukes are really, really strong for that. It's nice. And then promote culture cost -50% as well, so they can have more cohesive cultures, and they can really choose which cultures they want to prioritize, so that they can then choose what kind of rulers they want their cultures to have. It's nice. Plus they have the Mamluk ability stuff, which are these, which is basically all power costs get reduced even further. Sell off Circassian slaves, I think that's how you make money and tax power. And then recruit from Circassians is basically another manpower button. They are just really, really nice. And we just had some notifications come through. Grim Geezer, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. And Winely Off. Missed that one earlier. Welcome to the channel. Is there anything in Japan yet? I don't think so. I think Japan's actually been pretty quiet. Date, Ashikaga, Mutsu, a couple of the little guys, Yamana, Hosokawa. I mean, it's subdividing between the different daimyos pretty nicely, but I wouldn't say any of them are particularly dominant, with the possible exception of Ashikaga, although Date would certainly prove to be a thorn in their side, and Yamana tends to be pretty wealthy. Considering joining a Shimazu, but they look dead. Well, you can certainly join one of the others. Always welcome to have more players, and having a Japan would be nice to counter Dai Viet and Brunei. Ethiopia has been very quiet, but Ethiopia got themselves into a lot of trouble in the previous session, so I think they've been slowly but surely going after Mercuria. They also need to be very careful not to piss the Mamelukes off. He said that there was already a lot of rivalry between the two. Mali has eaten up a bunch of Jolof, so I think we're going to be seeing 4 emerging African powers. I like this. This is a nice spread of African powers too. And is definitely going to provide some resistance to European conquest of the coast to try and get towards India. Hello.
I would like to announce that the first American colony has finished in Barbados.
I saw you were building it, so it's done. Excellent.
It's done.
15 development as well. Crikey.
Oh yeah. Expelled a minority as well.
Leoness. Very nice. Yep. So you sent some of the Spaniards over there.
Yes, all the Spaniards are heading off to the New World.
Where are you going after this? Are you going to try and consolidate Caribbean, or are you going to try and spread out a bit more?
So, yeah, I'm going to try and get some of the trade nodes in the Caribbean. I'm also working on a Brazilian colony. So I have 2 colonists going simultaneously.
But this one's just Portuguese, no minorities.
No, I didn't have the Diplo power for it.
Fair enough. Any intents to go towards Africa, or are you going to stay in the Americas?
I will be going around the African coast. I will probably be grabbing the Gold or Ivory Cape coast at some point. Okay.
Because now you have players in Mali and Congo, so they're probably going to be a little more aggressive about controlling their coastlines themselves.
Yes. Yeah, so I've got to be careful about that.
No, I like what you're doing. Like, I was looking at your country for a while, just going, come on, explore, and then suddenly, bam, like, half the world's explored.
Yeah, It was just waiting for that tech to all kick in at once.
Yep, and it certainly did, and you're certainly doing this with a bit of a vengeance. I saw that Castile has taken exploration, so you're going to have a rival in the area at some point.
Yeah, and Morocco. Morocco beat me to Cape Verde. I was going to grab those islands, but I noticed right before I got my colonist, Morocco was already there.
I had not noticed Morocco as exploration. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Apparently they're going for South America.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a backup in case they get into some trouble in North Africa.
Well, I saw that they went after Tunis. I'm noticing Kabylia now exists. Are they a march? Yes, they are.
Yes.
So they have been expanding in North Africa.
Yeah, and we had a little exchange. I returned them some Granadan land in exchange for some gold.
Uh-huh. I did wonder how they got Almera. I did not remember them being at war with Granada.
Yeah, so they gifted me 200 gold in exchange for returning that core.
Fair enough.
But I retained control of the Straits of Gibraltar.
I did see that. Yeah, that's a very strategic area to own. I was a little bit surprised you didn't take more of Granada once you'd won that war.
I didn't want to annoy Castile too much.
Reasonable. Totally reasonable.
Especially with the Aragonese player not here at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, of course, I hadn't even considered that as a factor. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, I like what you're doing. I'm going to be watching your colonization with interest. Oh, there goes Puerto Rico. It's another one.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to jump back in the chat room.
Okay, see you later. What are the Japanese nations that are still alive? They are... Shiba, Date, Ashikaga, Takeda, Hatakeyama, Yamana, Otomo. Ooh, Otomo is still around. Ito, and Hosokawa. Korea was taken by somebody, but it's not anymore, so Korea is now available. If you wanted to take them over, that's fine. Or any of the Japanese miners. It's your choice. How much longer is this game going to go on for? Another 10 minutes. So I'd recommend joining next time. So, like, take a screenshot or something of this. I'll zoom in again, just so you can see them. And then you can make your pick for next time. Because, yeah, 10 minutes is not really worth waiting for the hot join. Dungungai, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Been watching you4 lately, haven't bought the game yet. Is playing in Asia fun? It seems like the game's very Eurocentric. I mean, it is called Europa Universalis, which means Europe of the world. But yes, Asia is fun, especially since Dharma playing in India is amazing. I really like playing in India, and I've done that several times. Playing in Southeast Asia, I've done less so. You start as a tributary of Ming, and that can be a little bit difficult to break out from. What I would recommend is talking to Arachnos on Discord, because he's playing as Dai Viet. He could give you a lot more information about that. Also, playing as Japan is great. I had a really, really fun game with the Japanese. And I know you can with the Indonesians. If you have the Golden Century DLC, then Palembang can be pirates from the start. The pirate game is so much fun. I really like the pirates. So yeah, there are definitely things to do in Asia. Absolutely. Portuguese Brazil, also known as Canon Brazil. Portugal has got a mission tree related to Brazil, do they not? Brazilian dominance, they do. And I thought they had the ability to move to Brazil if they lost Portugal, but I don't know if that's part of the mission tree, or if that's just a thing that can happen. Pickled Herring, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. So things seem to have settled down a little bit. A lot of these players have seen the Dev Clash before, and they know that one of the mantras of the Dev Clash is never end a session in a player war, because at that point the diplomacy is completely up in the air, and the different factions have the ability to start making deals and negotiating with other third parties. So at this point, I'm not surprised that there are no player wars going on. Player wars tend to be an early stream thing, but I'm sure that there is still some maneuvering, some teching up, and some stuff going on. What is this game? Europa Universalis 4. Probably join his career next session. The Japanese miners still alive have an interesting idea set, sadly. Maybe Date, as they have heavy combat. I thought Hosokawa do. I mean, it would be hard because he got so many large guys. I can take a quick look if you like. Galley combat ability. Bearing in mind that most of this is actually inland seas, that's really strong. Infantry combat ability, which goes alongside the infantry combat you get from being Shinto. Institution spread, legitimacy, unrest, trade power abroad, force limit mod, national manpower mod, 20%, spy network, and then dev cost. You were saying Date. Date have the infantry combat. I think actually most of them do. Global trade power plus 15% is nice. Core creation, aggressive expansion, idea cost, fire damage. That plus the infantry is a nice combo. Heavy ship combat ability and minus 5% cost. Tech cost minus 5 and then dev cost. I mean, these two together is a nice combination. Ashikaga. War exhaustion's a nice one. Chance of new air. Army tradition plus 0.5. Prestige from battles. Legitimacy. Prestige. They're going to have a lot of prestige. Domestic trade power plus 25%. So that's from having provinces. Advisor cost minus 15. That's good. National tax plus 15. That's also good. Income from vassals. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of vassals. And Chosokabe, I would say, is another reasonable one. Tax, infantry combat, ship durability, land maintenance, manpower, expansion, discipline, ship costs, prestige, and tolerance. Otomo, my beloved Otomo. Great shogun nation. Production efficiency, national tax, artillery combat ability. National manpower plus 20%, goods produced plus 10, discipline. These are very nice front-loaded things. Domestic trade plus 15, missionaries, institution spread, and siege ability. Those aren't bad. Just bought the game on Friday, playing as the Ottomans expanding into Europe. Does anyone can tell what allies... Anyone know if you can tell allies what land you want in the war? Yes. I don't know for sure if I'm going to be able to show you from here, but I think I can. So if you go to your country, you go to the diplomacy screen, and then this tab here, show diplomatic feedback. You can then click on provinces around you and turn them red. You generally need to do this before you go to war, but this will set them as strategically vital, and generally your allies will prioritize giving those territories to you. Ones that you have a core on, like these, are yellow. Those will be the second priority. So if you have a core and vital priority, they'll almost certainly give it to you. If it's yellow, they might give it to you, and if it's red, they might give it to you. However, you should note, once you've marked a province as vital interest, the person who it belongs to is not going to be very happy with you. This is you publicly saying, I want this stuff, this is my turf. So if you did it to, say, Hungary, then Hungary is going to have a diplomatic penalty with you, so they're not going to ally with you, if that's a thing you're trying to do. Let's take... is there anything else that you guys want me to take a look at? Castile, have you got any of your exploration going yet? No. Holland. Right, aristocratic. Morocco. I'm still surprised that Morocco kind of flew under the radar there. Morocco is also going into Brazil. Going after Marayo. And it is a area that borders onto a lot of different places. And that is probably the end game pause. So I am going to go and move everyone into one channel and just say hello.
So, yeah, I mean, you might as well just wait, because it's literally going to be like...
Hello, is that the end?
Well, that was a disconnect, so
yeah, my game completely crashed to desktop for some reason. I don't know why.
All right, yeah, let's call it here. I mean, there are only 3 minutes to go. It's not really worth rehosting.
Yeah, that's kind of what we said.
Yeah.
Oh, so did anyone resume after that, or?
We played for like a month.
Months, jeez.
No, like.
Let me rejoin. I want to grab. Let me just rejoin quickly. I want to grab a save.
Yeah.
But
So
Mordred,
All
right.
I'm going to drag everyone in.
That way I can reverse whatever the AI did.
I'm going to pull everyone into one chat.
Cool.
Okay.
No coalition this time.
Hello, 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 hello. I'm just saying hello, 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 hello.
Hello.
Just pulling everyone into one chat. Just say hello.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
So how do we think this is going?
Reasonably well.
I mistimed my war.
Going pretty. I mean, I would like to congratulate myself on making the my nice flagship really late because I forgot about the whole idea.
Flagships are powerful.
The game hates us.
I finally got a flagship too,
Thank
so
you,
I'm
everybody.
happy about that.
Trying to screw over France.
So yeah.
I'm doing pretty well.
I got
So the flag.
finally.
Yeah. So the flagship grew.
It's like France. You're recovering. Here's the coalition war.
I felt so bad for them.
You should have just declined that. You should have just been like, nope, sorry, Denmark.
I didn't expect so many troops on their side, and I didn't expect Dutch to declare. After all we have been through.
I didn't declare. I thought it would auto
I'll be back in just a sec.
The decision comes up.
I'm gonna grab a save.
Like it usually selects the top decision if you just
Good
let
idea.
it time out. I thought it was just going to accept the top decision, so I could wait the max amount of time.
The actual reason for that pause earlier was because I completely crashed to desktop, just out of nowhere. So
I didn't.
Have you seen how many graveyards are in England?
Can you guys?
Yes.
Can you guys please not speak over Dutch guy when he tries to talk? Just asking.
Well, Congo blew up.
Ooh.
I think I'm going to just say I'm going to call the stream here. So thanks everyone for playing. Thanks everyone for watching. We will catch you guys next week, same time, 3 o'clock PM GMT, until about 6 o'clock. Bye everyone.
All right.
Bye bye.
Yeah, thanks for the game.
Don't disconnect it yet, Steven.
Yeah, I'm